So be right here, and do a option click, alt option click right there. And let's jump to our channels palette, and I think it's B, yeah. So let's try right there. Great. I don't know if y'all can see it at home, but the B values from the uniform are bleeding into the carpet here. So I'm putting that back. So before, after. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. So from here we'll go to grayscale. I'll select all, copy, switch to our working file. I'm going to paste it right on top here. It didn't work. Let me go back, edit copy, switch. There we go. So you can see right here. So before, after. It's refreshing a little slowly because I'm running some applications. Let me see if I can quit. Yeah, that's much better right there. So we'll merge that down into the background copy. Alright. Now we're in RGB. Something about his uniform, something about the contrast in much of this, it's just not popping. It almost looks like he's, the contrast is different here. So there's a couple things we can do. Let's experiment. Okay, I never know what I'm going to do necessarily. Let us jump to I think we can do an adjustment layer. And let's try, see if we have, no, we don't really, shadow and highlight is not an adjustment layer in that sense. So, but I do want to make adjustments when I throw on this shadow highlight function. So the best way to be able to make changes is to actually make a smart, change your layer to a smart object. So this convert to a smart object. Then we'll jump in, alright, and we'll do adjustment, shadow highlights. That's just more options here. And we'll experiment. So there's definitely a difference. And this color correction is messing with us though. So let's just put that to 0. Look at him pop out there. So of course we got this awful moire going on. So let's increase the shadows. Let's see what happens there. And let's pull it back. It's good to go between extremes so you can measure the progress. So this was before, this is after. Before, after. Yeah. So let us zoom out. I think I got something there. A radius might help, but I'm not so excited about that. But let's try it. All right, go to OK. Now you should save often, and in this case, that's what I'm doing here. Also, if you are having, RAM problems, you should close any files that you're not using. So that's an important aspect.
What makes a good scan?
What is a selection?
What are layers?
What is resolution?
What is a JPEG?
What is TIFF?
What is RGB?
How do I crop a picture?
What is a zoom tool?
What is a clone stamp?
What are levels?
My name is Eric Basir, and I have produced this unique photo restoration and retouching foundations video course to answer all these questions and more. In my classes and workshops, I have taught hundreds how to preserve and restore their personal photographic collections with Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Photoshop Elements. Now you can have me as your personal instructor in this 10-lesson course. After studying the videos or any other photo editing program confidently and correctly. Now, another issue with this picture, and you know, there's always issues. I always have issues. Is this magenta color cast? So let's approach it with some simple. I don't need to go too advanced, but we're going to go to the hue and saturation, make a new hue and saturation adjustments layer. Go to red. We'll pull out some red in the saturation, then we'll add some lightness in there. Now, we want, I'd say go with equal amounts. So if you go minus 15 saturation, go plus 15 lightness. Now, we certainly took care of some of the glaring red, especially in the skin tones. But we got rid of red, I think, where we need it in the carpet. So what I'll do is select the entire document, and we will hit the X key to switch from background to foreground colors, and end up filling this saturation layer with black. That's a mask. The mask for that hue and saturation adjustment layer. And we'll grab a paintbrush, and we shall, I'd say go 80%, and just start painting. He's looking a little ghosty though. So let's go to 50% opacity. Right. And get in here. And that still may be too much, so I'll pull the opacity down just for that adjustment layer. We got the carpet. Carpet's in good shape. Let's add another hue and saturation adjustment layer, and we'll call this, we'll actually call it something. And I'm just going to call it cast, because I am just not satisfied with some of this. Yellows. Just crank that up. No. I think we may have to do something a little more extreme. Let's go into magentas. Change the hue. Interesting effect. And our background is looking kind of nutty though. But he's looking better though. I like how he looks. He's not so overpowered with the red look. So we'll keep that, but I don't like what's happening to the background. So we'll go with the paintbrush tool, 100% opacity. And we've got this adjustment layer highlighted. And we shall paint with black over this area here. Okay, and just work on that. Yeah. Before, after, before, after, before, after. And now, let's get on the background. So, back. And we'll save. And Ooh, there's a. Before we do that, we gotta check this out. I actually overdid it. Look at that area, desaturated area by his head. It's a different tone there. That was something I did somewhere else in this layer. So, but that's okay because you know what? I'm gonna desaturate the background. Anyways. So pull this out all the way. Now we see all the colors gone. Okay, that's fine. I'd like to do it. Grab the path tool and build a path around Mr. Powell here. And just go around.